morning everyone. I'm here for our Sunday make session, and today I'm going to be using Paulette Slater's Gingerbread Time. It is lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm also going to be using stuff from Northern Craftaholics, that's our Victoria, who I DT from. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a flip through of the gingerbread kit so that you can see how lovely this is. I just adore it. I love gingerbread anyway, and I love making gingerbread houses with the grandson. Now these are the papers first, and they are really lovely. Now I've got them in the order that they're going to go in my book. Now I've backed each one of them with the plainish paper that Paulette has in there. Can you see? So that it can be written on. Because this would be amazing for a December daily. It really would. It would be lovely because, you know, you can do so much with this. You can put on your plans what you want to do in December. You can put photographs of the kids when they're doing nativities, or when they're singing in the choir, or just when they're going shopping, or, you know, their wish lists, you know, to Santa. All these sort of lovely things you can put it, and you can put your recipes, you know, and your shopping list. Things like, if you're going to make gingerbread, which I love making gingerbread, I like the cake gingerbread as well. You can write down the recipe in here, and it'll be memory for later on. This one I've copied a couple of times during the book, so that in, you know, when this journal starts, there's plenty of recipe places. And then I've put this one on the back of the plain one, so that I've covered all the different pages that are in there. Fabulous, aren't they? Absolutely lovely. And I love the colour scheme because I think it's a lovely colour. Because normally, you know, when you're coming up to Christmas, everything's red and green, isn't it? So that's my journal pages. Now, I've already attacked this one. These are stamps, and I've put them very, very tiny, and then I've cut them out this morning. Oops, I'm just climbing around everything. Because these would be lovely for collage. Aren't they tiny? They're gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. And the little round ones will make fabulous buttons. I'll talk about buttons in a little bit. Printing them up a bit bigger, you can get the house a bit bigger, but I didn't think that looked as nice as these. You know, I was just playing around with the sizes. Now, you get adverts, and you also get, sorry, my phone stopped. You get adverts, plus you get journaling cards, and I've just printed them all off on the same, so that you can actually see what they look like. I thought it'd be nicer just to get them all the same, and then you can be able to see them really, really well. I mean, the adverts are absolutely lovely, aren't they? And the journaling cards, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I really, really love this one. That's got to be my favourite one, I think. He's in his shop selling his milk and his old margarine. And there's your molasses. I made this one small from the page because I thought it'd be fabulous for decoration, doing little belly bands, that type of thing. And both of these as well, I printed them smaller because I thought I could do something with them. And then here's one of the postcard stamps. Isn't that lovely? And of course these, you can put your own stamps on them, and you can change them up, and there's just so much. Over the next couple of weeks I will be just going through some of this. Do you see this? Your sugar ration for a month is £2 of sugar. I don't think I'd get through on my own of £2 of sugar in about 6 months, because I unless I'm baking, which doesn't happen that often, I certainly don't need that much sugar. But you can imagine, you know, the children at that time, because they didn't get much, did they? So obviously Mum would have been cooking with a dried egg and what have you. So anyway, that's the kit. So today I was going to do tags, but I thought I'll just show you my envelopes first, because I cut some envelopes and I was playing with the envelopes, you know, because we were doing envelopes last week. I've not glued any of these down yet. This is the shape of the envelopes that you get. Okay, and now I've printed them on fit, and I've also printed them on without it, which gives you two different sizes, you know. And I think on the other way I print, it says fill page, I think it says. And I've just stuck a couple of little collages on, and I think these are adorable. When I found them, they were just amazing. But I'm going to have to play with those. And then on these, I've had this fringe trim for a little while now, and I thought it would just really, really perfectly marry up with this. I think it's so pretty, and I thought that would be a lovely, another way of doing our envelopes. So that was me playing in the week. I've not done a lot of playing this week because unfortunately I went back down not too well. I was getting really, really bad chills on Friday, and I went to our local pharmacist. He's absolutely lovely, and he's given me some more medicine, and he's getting me antibiotics. So hopefully I'll get this infection out of the way. Now the other thing you get bookmarks. It's all on one page, and you just cut it out. So what I do is I'll take one and I'll back it with another. So I land up with 5 bookmarks that are backed as well as on the front. And again, I thought I'd stick the trim on these too, because I thought that'd be lovely if you've got that in a book. Particularly if you've got kids, you need bookmarks. Although they fall out as well when the kids grab hold of them. I've popped a little widget in both of these. I've ordered some gingerbread men to go in here, because the gingerbread man that I've got at the moment, bless his heart, he's absolutely huge. Just to show you him, he's a bit too big to be used as a child. Can you see? He's massive, bless him. So I've ordered some small little gingerbread men that'll go on these later, and then they'll go in the journal. Now, the little men that I showed you, gingerbread men, I found this on Etsy. I just did a search for gingerbread men. Now, aren't they lovely? They are so cute. So what I did is I obviously fussy cut a few out, so I could do all sorts during the book, you know, different little projects with those. And then the other thing I did was I cut them out so they look like playing cards. And I thought, with these, wouldn't they be lovely if you cut out 3 or 4 sets? You know, I think probably 3 sets would be a bit odd, wouldn't it? You'd need 4 sets, and then you could play snap with them, couldn't you? And I thought that'd be lovely, you know, as a wee little gift in a child's stocking. If you cut them out, you know, did them 4 times, they could quite happily play snap at Christmas. And it's so easy to make a box, isn't it? You can easily make a little box for them to go in, and I thought that would be a lovely idea. I backed them with Paulette's paper, and if you turn the paper around a couple of, you know, different ways when you're actually printing it, they're not going to be able to cheat, I hope. Unless they're sort of 13 and very wise, which, you know, 13-year-olds know more than we do these days. Anyway, I will link the shop. I'm sure it was May and Kay, but it might have been the other way around. And I will let you know where I got these from. They're really, really lovely. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing tags. Now, this is bricks from last week. Yeah, this is our Victoria's paper that we were using last week when I was doing the envelopes. And what I did is I printed it full, and it has a wee border when you print on the Eco printer. And then what I did was I took about 1 inch off the top and 1 inch off the bottom, and just took off the wee bits of white at the sides, and then I cut them to the 8 centimetre line to give me the width. And when I measured this was actually 16.5 centimetres, which will give you a rough idea of how big they are. And then I thought I would just show you different ways of decorating the edge of your tags. So here I've taken a marker. Now I forgot to take, I forgot to cut the wee corners off like a dafty. So I need to actually just put a couple of lines in there. But just doing faux stitching, which is just essentially if you just take a ruler, just so you keep your line straight, and then just mark down. It just looks so lovely. It really does. And it really does look like stitching. I did another one in the brown. And I thought, well, you know, this really is looking lovely. You know, I was really, really impressed. Now, if you buy one of the last two couple of kits that Andrea and Tracy Fox have done, they've actually taken their projects, they've sewn round the tags, and then they've digitally put them together for the kits, and they look lovely. Now, during the sewing process, you will see sometimes that they've got a bit wonky, or there's a knot come up. You know, there's the normal things that happen when you're sewing, and they've left them in, and they look incredible because it's all part of that homemade look. It's all part of, you know, the loveliness you can get just from sewing them. Now, this stamp that I've got, that was just playing around with this morning, you can see where I forgot to cut the corner off, so I've had to just wick the bit in there. Isn't that lovely? That is a Stamperia one. Now, this is a kit from Stamperia. I will link this as well, because this is actually from Dally Art that I actually got this one. I got it years and years ago. And there is a number on the bottom, if anybody's actually wanting this. That's the number on the bottom, that if you were looking for Stamperia, that's the number that they've got on the bottom. So hopefully that would work. Now, the other stitches that I've seen is called Shabby Stitches, and it's by Linda Israel. Now, I'm going to link that as well, because this is one I really, really want to get. It's really is a lovely stitched stamp, and I think you would really like it. Then I've done my normal zigzag round my card, round here, round the tag. The colour of this actual cotton is tea. It's actually called tea. If I just get a bundle, this is where I've been cutting off the bits, because and I'm saving them because I'm going to make some homemade paper. It's not that I'm going to tie them all together and then do something with them. Now, here I've done like Tracy and Andrea do, with the plain stitches, the ziggy-zaggy stitches, and the plain again. So you can see, I'm hoping you can see that, because obviously the background's quite dark on this. Now, they usually use black thread. I'm not over keen on black thread because I think it looks a bit harsh, but that's my opinion. And then we're back to the tag that I'm not doing anything to. So that's just giving you an idea of what you can do. If you haven't got a sewing machine, get a pen out. It is so easy to do, and you know, it takes 2 minutes to just go round them. Now, I'm going to also do some little bit of talking about what you do with the top bit. Now, these are ones that I've done in the past. Now, I think adding a bit of lace, now this is vintage lace, or a bit of fabric at the top, and sewing it on is so easy to do. Now, what you do when you're going to do this, stick it down first, pop a little bit of glue under it first so that it doesn't slide when you're sewing, because one of the problems with having card is sometimes if it's shiny on the back, it can wander when you're sewing. So stick it down with a little bit of glue first, let that dry so you don't get glue all over your needle, and sew it on when you're actually going round your card. You know, when you're actually doing your tag, sew it on at the same time. Now, here I've used the grommet method, which I think we all like, is a grommet method, where you just pop a grommet in and you tie your lace or your fabric through the top. I think that's the one I see most. And then here, this is another one that's been sewn on, and I've actually just added a little charm to it with a wee key with a ball pin. So that's some ideas of what you can do just to make a tag. And today I'm going to find my little base. Let's find a base. Here we go. Let's pull him out from underneath here, all these. And I thought I'd just do a wee cluster on this kit this morning to show you how lovely these gingerbread men look. Now, I did rip up some bits. Now, this is tumble dry sheet. I use this a lot. I just stick it in a cup with a bit of, you know, with a tea bag or two, and then afterwards I just dry it off, and it gives the most lovely colour. It really does, and it works so nicely on collage, because you've got that shaggy edge that everybody likes, and you can just stick it in, you see, and it just really does complement what you're doing. It looks so nice. I just want a piece that's a little bit slightly larger than that. That one will probably be better. In there, and then I've got some bits of lace in. That's a bit big. Let's get a slightly smaller piece of lace. Now what I do is I measure up what I'm doing. So say I'm going to use him, and I will say, yeah, that's about right. And like I showed you last week, once I've got an idea of where I want everything to be, I think we're going to pull you out a bit more. I will then staple it. Well, I would have had staples in it. Okay, staplers are gone. I'm having one of those days today, aren't I? Then, once I've stapled it, if you've got a staple in there, I will then glue that on. So I'm just going to glue them on anyway and hope for the best. That's the problems of having dementia. You do forget things very, very quickly. It is surprising how many people out there actually do have dementia that do craft. I can remember going back, about 7 or 8 years ago, and there was that game Criminal Case going around on Facebook, and so many of the women were playing it to keep their mind active. I met so many lovely, lovely women on there. And the other thing why they were playing was, if you've got fibromyalgia, you know the nights of nothing working, you're up half the night. And it was lovely because these women were doing it, not because they particularly wanted to play the game, but because it was a community and you had your friends there, and it was a way of helping your health. And of course we all know how much craft helps our health. It really, really does. Now, the other thing I've been doing, says she, trying to pull everything out. Right, was making tags. I was up some, little tabby tags. Now, I've already showed you the tags from our Victoria last week. Oops, let me just grab them. I've reprinted them out on paper so you can see them. This is the orange kit, the first kit that I bought from Vicky at Northern Craftaholics. Now, this one I printed over the bricks paper, and it came out so lovely. And then I printed with the hexagon paper, and it's given them a different look, a look that's closer to the colours that I wanted for the gingerbread. So if you are out there and you are looking for a colour, don't be afraid to mix them up. On the card, obviously on card they look slightly different. Can you see that? And what I did is I actually turned the card around. So one time I had it printed with the light bits at the top, and another time I had the dark bits on this side. So I turned it round a couple of times, and the tags are absolutely lovely. And when they're cut out, they look really gorgeous. So I've been playing. Now this lot, I actually used one of the papers from the Gingerbread Kit. And again, it's changed the look and the colour to give it another unique look. So then this morning, I went off and I made some little labels. Now, I just typed them out on my Word, and then I covered them with Patricia Verimonti's stains, and they've come out lovely. And I was really, really pleased with this morning because they've come out so beautiful. I just love doing that this morning, and I then made some wee little labels that can go on my cards and on my tags. Now this one, I was playing around with my little stamp set. Here, these are really, really cheap on Amazon and eBay, and they're lovely, and they're tiny enough to fit inside these tags so you can write your words, and you've got your numbers as well, which of course nowadays everything's numbers, isn't it? Everybody's wanting numbers for their makes. So I've made these up, and I thought I would pop one of these on here along with our gingerbread man like this. So that's our gingerbread man. I'm just thinking of popping something just underneath, just to lift it a little bit. Maybe a little bit of muslin, I think, would probably work with that, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think that would work really, really well. And remind me, if you message me later, to fill my stapler up. Now, the words that I did, if you'd like a set of those, I'm willing to send them to you. They print off beautifully. If you'd prefer the black and white, I've got them, and I've also got the, obviously, the ones that I've done with the stains. So if you just email me, I will send you a copy over. The only thing I ask is that you don't make them as your own, you know, and go and make the actual Word document to sell to other people. By all means, use them in your crafting, use them in graphics, I don't mind, but just don't claim them as your own. That's the only thing I ask. There, does that not look lovely? Simple tag. Now, I will actually put a grommet in here later, and I will put something through the top. But this is how quick it is to make a tag. Now, you've already seen how quick it is to make an envelope. The tag's the same. Now, remember, if you're going to be making envelopes or tags or something like this, and you're not really confident enough to make your own templates, remember to draw around them. When you buy a kit, draw around them, then pop it onto card and keep it. Particularly like, you know, the envelopes, this style of envelope that I was showing you earlier. Now, this style of envelope, isn't that pretty? And it's so easy. Once you've drawn round it, you know you've only got to draw a line straight down there, which is your fold line, and that gives you your flappy bit. Same on the other side. Then you're going to marry up this one, corner to corner of your tab and corner to corner of your tab. So easy to get those in. It's, you know, really easy to do. And if you kept that, if you've got a different kit, you just get your template, lay it down and cut it out, and you'll have a completely different look envelope for nothing. You haven't got to worry about it. And these are really, really good as well if you've got your own papers. If you've been doing jelly print, or you've been painting, or any other ways. Now, I actually found my, it's cut and something, isn't it? That Crafter's Companion do. Sorry, I've completely forgotten. I do apologise, I'm having one of them days today. This cut and dry. Now, I'd forgotten I've got this, and I've actually got two lots, so I'm going to have a play with this over the next couple of weeks and see how we get on. And what you generally do with this stuff is it's a foam. I don't know if you can see that. You just take it out. It's a foam tag type of thing. And what you do is you put ink on it, your little refresher inks. You see, you've got like foam here with like a thicker padding on the back. Yeah, so you've got a foam here with a thicker padding on the back, and you just got a little bit out, whatever size of design you're going to do, and you just drop little bits of your refresher ink on, and you stamp with it. You just turn it over and stamp, and you can get the most gorgeous patterns out of it. It's really, really lovely. I remember watching a demonstration a long time ago, and it was on Create and Craft, and they were the patterns that were coming out are absolutely lovely. Now, if you haven't got that, think about it. A sponge that you use for washing up with, you can get a pack of those for like £1, and you get about 12 in them, don't you? Something like that. Try that. Always look at different ways of getting to a result without having to spend much money. That is the thing. When you come into a craft, irrelevant of what craft it is, it costs a fortune. Coming into journaling, when I first came into it, it was really junk journaling. It was very much about using the junk that you had in your house. And then gradually it became that there were kits coming out, and it was about vintage this and vintage that. Now, you know, if you look for like Edith Holden now, we were able to get it for £5 over here. Now you're looking at nearly £40. I was very, very lucky and I managed to get another copy and it was £7.50. I'm not sure, I think I know why it was reduced. If I can find the book. No, I can't see it just now. I think it was reduced because it had in the front to the person it was to and a message or so, and on it was stuck one of the old-fashioned really thick plastic covers that protected your book. So I think that's how I managed to get it a bit cheaper, a lot cheaper actually. So it means I've got lots of Edith Holden I can share with you in the giveaways. Yoo-hoo. And Jane, the lovely Jane at the Crafting Shed Davis, one of our friends, had this on her channel, and it's the story of Edith Holden. Now, I've never actually thought about looking inside it, and I've never bought one. And she did a flip through, and oh my goodness, oh my days. Now, these are still really, really cheap to get. So if you want old Edith Holden images, plus there's some gorgeous things like this. Her old paintings and her drawings, and you still get bits of the Country Diary. Please go and look for this book. Look what you've got in it. When she was doing the flip through, I went, oh my days, look at that book. So yeah, if you're out there, try and get one of these. As I say, they're really inexpensive at the moment. Obviously, they're going to shoot through the roof once people start to buy them. But if you want a cheap book, this is really, really good. So I really want to thank you all for being here on Sunday. I'm still a bit scatty-brained because I'm still not too well. But I just want to appreciate every single one of you for being here. I love your support. I love talking to you. I really do. And remember, we've still got the race to 1,000 going on. I will be doing another race to 1,000 on Tuesday. I didn't do it on Saturday because obviously I'd done it on Thursday. It was too close. And there's a lovely new Facebook group just been set up, and it's just some Muslim sisters who are on YouTube. And I was gobsmacked when it came through my group this morning. I love British Muslims. I was absolutely gobsmacked. And it's basically helping one another, and the lass who set it up does the most gorgeous cooking, absolutely beautiful cooking, and you know, I'm there. I was watching those this morning, but I'll tell you more about that on my race to 1,000. If you would like to be included in race to 1,000 call outs, where I will put down your YouTube, your Etsy, whatever you like, leave a comment and let me know, and I will get you on to one of these. We've had a lot of success. The last time I looked at our lovely Wendy Thompson, she had 98, and you think when she started she only had 9. So I am over the moon about that one. And we pushed the lovely Jane up over her 500 that she wanted. So, you know, it does work. It really does work. If everybody works together, everybody mentions one another, people are more than willing to go and subscribe if they know that they're going to get somebody to subscribe back to them, and they're going to make a friend, and it's somebody interested in what you're interested in. Just a wee note on why we all lost people on our YouTubes. Lovely lass I was talking to the other day. I will link her video. Apparently they had a purge. YouTube had a purge, and what they did is they took off anybody who had not been active on their YouTube for 6 months. So you'd have lost those. Anybody that did the videos, you know, where they say to you, oh, we'll show you how to get so many thousand subscribers and all that lot, they were all deleted as well. And when you get some of these where they'll come onto your Facebook, onto your YouTube, and they'll say to you, I've subscribed to you, subscribe back to me. Those got taken off as well. So that's where a lot of these have gone from. Now, I know I actually deleted about 400 off of mine about 2 weeks ago. My Levi, when he used to live here, the grandson, he's 13 now, he uses my YouTube, and what he didn't realise was that every time he's listening to something, because these channels, you know, for Minecraft and all the rest of it, tell you to subscribe, he was liking and subscribing. So every time he's watching a video, you know, mud crabs and things like this, they're all coming up on my YouTube. And I landed up with masses of these and I'm thinking, but he doesn't even watch them now. So I did delete a lot. None of the crafting ones were all safe, but I'm really not wanting to watch Minecraft or mud crabs. So anyway, thank you so much for watching me this Sunday. I am so grateful to each and one of you. I will put all the links below. I do apologise, I'm really muddle-headed today, and hopefully my brain will be working a bit better next time I see you. Thank you. Bye.